4 days into quarter two, markets continue to look volatile as ever. I've had my eye on a few different assets. Let's go over them real quick. Market update time. Let's get it. 786 assassins. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, whatever you want to call me. I'm cool with it. I hate Keith. I'm also cool with that. Anyway, I got some assets that I've looked at pretty closely for the last week. We've pulled some good gains here. I want to talk about them. The reason I want to talk about them is to show you that TA comes first. We keep consistently saying this. We've said this for years. It's hard to get people to listen a lot of times, but we have more evidence this week. Haven't done so yet. Please go hit the like button. Go hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment on this video and tell me what you think. I love to hear your comments. I love to hear what you guys think about things. I like to take your words and use that as advice to do things differently or better in the future. Please jump in there and say, hey, talk, let's chat it up. All right, so let's get all the way down into it. April 2nd, I put out this tweet. And so it happens. Doge breaks trend, 200 moving average, becoming bullish again. Let the Dogecoin hopium fill your veins. 2 days later, this happens. A 30% candle in 1 day. How did we know? How did we know to be in before this thing ever went up? A lot of people are going to blame it on this here. Elon switching the symbol for Twitter from the little blue bird to the Doge symbol to the Shiba Inu dog. I get it. I understand what you people think. Hey, look, this is why this happened, because he did it. Regardless of the fact, we got in before that. Now, here is how we knew. All these moving averages were balling up together. If you look closely here, there are 3 different colored ones. There's yellow, blue, and red. Yellow is the 50 moving average. Red is the 200. Blue is the 100. These are all daily moving averages. They change every day, ever so slightly, depending on the amount of days you add up. 50, 100, or 200. They all balled up right here. And when they crossed, price action started working back toward them crossing, which is a good thing. Next, we broke this very large trend line that we'd been stuck under for quite some time. This was important because once this trend line broke, it gave us a signal to go ahead and take a chance here. It's less risk, more reward now as this thing breaks trend. After that, it came back and back tested that trend line really nicely with that red candle you see right there. Then it goes ahead and goes 30% shortly after the TA told you to buy. Now, this is just Dogecoin. Where do I think this is going? I think this is going to go up here to this upper trend line. The reason I think that is, it's a very large, high time frame trend line right here. There you go. You've already hit it twice. One more touch would be our third touch confirmation. Plus, it just makes sense based on the previous cycle in 2019, what Dogecoin did. This exact same thing happened back in 2019. I can kind of show you real quick. Right here is the same time, same week in 2019. And I've switched over to weekly candles here. This is the candle for April 1st, 2019. The week of. This is the candle we literally just started throwing yesterday. You guys see it, right? It's almost identical, isn't it? Pretty leery. Now, if we go look back at what happened the rest of 2019, well, it kind of drove sideways a bit and then came up and tagged this upper trend line. And after it tagged this upper trend line, well, it kind of tapered off for the rest of the bear market till halvening happened. And once halvening happened, we jumped trend. We really took off and made a move. But as you see, halvening was way back here. We didn't really make a humongous move here until all the way in December. So keep this in your mind. We're going to look for this same time frame coming up on the next bull cycle. We didn't just buy Dogecoin, we also bought SHIB. And why did we buy SHIB? Well, the same reason. This thing broke out of its big bear market line back in February and pushed up. After that, it consolidated into a big fallen wedge right here, which settled perfectly on top of the trend line. And once it broke trend right here, this was our go signal. And we went ahead and got in when this happened, when it broke the trend line like this. I've been sitting patiently waiting in this for quite a while. Then, in a matter of days, bam, thing shoots up, takes a red candle, takes a green candle, back and forth. I think as money moves out of Dogecoin, it will start to transfer into other dog coins, which we're going to continue to go over. I think SHIB runs up to this green box in here somewhere. Please understand that I have very little faith in dog coins. It's purely about the charts. I think this one might top out at the green box. I think it may go a little bit above the green box, but I don't really hold out faith for too much more than that. Gains are gains, and I can't deny them. Real quick, if you guys haven't done it, here is our launch pass link. 786 Assassins / half off. It's right here. It'll also be in the description of this video. Our Discord is loaded with content, nonstop, 24/7 price action. We talk about charts day in and day out. Don't miss the fun. It's only the cost of one venti coffee. One Starbucks coffee. That's it. The price will go up eventually. Not right now, but eventually. So get in while you can. All right, here we have Doge ELON. I know. Sorry. Just got to keep it 100 with you, okay? Gains are gains. Not buying a scam. It's just a meme coin, and that's okay. She broke the trend line. That's what's important. After it broke the trend line, it's continued to try to fight moving north. If you put the moving averages up there, they're trying to go as well. Very cool. It already hit this upper yellow box in October, or actually February. Not sure what's got left in the tank, but I would like to get a whole bunch of zeros, 410, whatever price that is. That's a fair amount up. That's about 15-20%. I would be happy with that. More than that, I'd be even happier. One step at a time, though. I don't think this does much until the actual bull market, but gains are gains. Let's move on to something more regular. Ethereum here. Ethereum up 3% on the day, continues to fly high and stay above the 821 EMA, as well as all the moving averages. As you see there, it continues to hang on to that 821 EMA. As long as it does, I'm going to stay in it. And I know we're pressing right up against this upper trend line. I understand that. It's a bit of a rising wedge. If I draw another trend line here, you can kind of see that rising wedge. If we break through this rising wedge, we're going to push up toward 2,000 and above. I think that happens. I think that's pretty much a lock. We're creating new highs right now. As long as we continue to create these new highs, I think we'll trickle around, bounce up, and break through this line eventually. If it fails, that's fine. As you see, I have my stop losses set. I've got both my buys in already. I'm content with this position until it fails. Not bad. I've been waiting for my redemption on CRV. I bought my time, and finally, she's moved up off this 100 moving average. Very nice. Bounced right off of it. We've got an uptrend line here, and let's continue to hang on to that uptrend line. After that, as you see, we're kind of pinned under this 50-day moving average right here. This may cause a bit of a traffic jam for some time here, and that's okay. We're up about 7% on the day. You can see my buy line. I'm pretty tickled with this. I think there's some more in the tank, so I'm going to hang on to it, and I may trade it back and forth as needed, but I think it's got some more juice for the rest of Q2. My, what a difference the week makes. Here's DAG, Constellation Network. As you see, she pulled back pretty hard off that 200 moving average, didn't it? Yeet. So here's the good news. We're still above this big yellow trend line. We're still under this big yellow trend line. A lot of pressure building here. If you know the old industry term saying, in the HVAC world, in the plumbing world, we say pressure burst pipes. And here you go. We're building pressure here. This thing's moving closer and closer to this wedge. We're going to find out what happens very soon. I'm ready to cut bait if I need to. I'm still all right. I'm still on the profits. So I want to see it break this 200 moving average. A lot of other assets have done it. This one hasn't done it yet. So watching, waiting patiently here. We crack this trend line. Have to rethink my strategy a little bit. Potentially dive out and wait, because I think if we break this trend line, we may dip back down in this blue box again, and I'll look for a better entry. If we don't, we continue to break north and crack this upper trend line. Hey, we're home free. All right, here's Cardano, ADA. As you see, we've broken the 200, the 50. We bounced off of this 100 moving average, and we've continued riding north. We're creating a bit of a bull flag right now. This thing is consolidating, building pressure little by little, as you see right here. I kind of expect another move up. Why? We're almost complete with our last crossing right here. We need this 100 moving average to cross this 200 moving average. Once that's done, all these moving averages are in the correct order. We're clear to go farther for Q2. We got to wait for that. That'll take a little bit to happen. Can't force anything to happen. It's going to take its sweet time doing it. But I think Cardano's got some more upside, at least up here to 42, 43 cents, up here to the 236 fib. If it breaks through that, that is great. But at least there's some gains there available. Q2 may play out to be a little bit more beneficial for ADA. One step at a time. Can't predict the future. All I can do is kind of try to get close. All right, last one here, AVAX. AVAX continues to build pressure, doing the same thing you just saw, bouncing off this 100 moving average, trying its best to break through this 50, and it will break through this 50 moving average in time. Give it a little bit. There's a big upper trend line right here. You see it? Big wedge building, pressure burst pipes again. So once we get to this big trend line up here, I think we'll break it. And after we do break it, this fib line is a likely target at around $20. And from there, well, we open the door to more upper level prices, which are way up here at roughly $30. There are impediments to our progress. Here's the 50 weekly moving average, pressing down right toward that same fib line at roughly $20. That's going to create an issue, a hold up. I like these weekly candles. It's okay. We don't quite have a weekly 821 cross yet. It's trying its best to get there, but it just hasn't made it yet. I think in time it gets there. Again, Q2 should be good for AVAX and most risk assets. I think the end of Q2 might get a little squirrely in the beginning of Q3, which is in the summer, but we'll reassess from there. Last but not least, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. In the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G., y'all could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. You'll never understand how much I appreciate that. Thank you. See you guys on the next live stream. Peace.